tote bag is not finished unless it has a zip at the top of it. We'll need to use continuous zipping, and we'll be making a square tab end for each end of the zip. We also have some facings which will go onto the top of the lining. So there's the lining, and we've got some facings that will go on top, and our extension that will hold onto our zip will come out from that facing seam. So the most important thing is that when you actually find your zip needs to be an inch longer either side of the finished tote, because when you've got your tabs on and you open your zip up, you don't want the zip to make the opening of the tote bag any smaller. It needs to be able to open past the opening. So you don't want it. So we're including the seams, so we've got 1 inch plus 1 inch and the width of the tote bag. Okay, so that's what our zip will be. And I also need to find the center of this. Okay, so that's the center. Finding the center is really important to keep the whole project balanced. And here we have one of the facings which will sew to the lining. We want to turn up a 1/2 inch edge on one edge only. Now I've interfaced these facings so they have a bit of fortitude. I have not interfaced the actual lining pieces, just these facing pieces. Okay, and this is the extensions. Okay, well, we'll deal with those in a minute. We've got 3.5 by 3.5 square to make our covers. So we want to find out how wide our zip is, and then stitch a seam wide enough so as the actual zip can slip inside this tube. Sew a seam, turn it through so as it's halfway. I just slip a ruler up inside that. So those raw edges need to meet, so we need to have a folded edge and we have raw edges. Just slip that ruler inside there again and just give it a little press. Use that as a template. I love my metal rulers. Right. Slip the zip into the folded edge first. The raw edge on the edge, and then we're going to stitch that across with a 1/2 inch seam. There we go. Just remember that we actually have a seam in that little cover. So that little seam on the cover should go onto the back of the zip. It should match. Make sure that's all sitting nice and flat inside there. We don't want any pleats. Nice little square cover. Flip that. I'm going to stitch around the edge of that. And see on the back, there's the seam, matches the back of the zip. We stitch on that. So those are our tabs. So when that zip is fully open, it's the same width as the mouth of the tote bag. We want to fold in the edges of what we call the extensions. These are the zip extensions. They will hold on to the zip. Let's turn those in 1/2 inch. And we want to lightly press it so it is right sides together. You'll see why in a minute. Now I do have a piece of interfacing on 1.5 of this extension piece. So on one side I've got half of it has got some interfacing on. Now when those seams are pushed in, okay, so square bottom and side seams, we've got to work out how much square goes all the way to that side panel. We can't have this extension and this zip going all the way to the side. It needs to stop short by about 2 inches. So as long as that's opening all the way, you're going to be able to use the whole part of the bag to get things in. Once it's closed up, we'll find the center bits. Center on center. We're just going to stitch down the edge of that with 1/4 inch. So basically that is going to envelop the zip tape into these folded extensions. Give that a light press. That's what you're going to see when you look into the top of the bag. Okay, so those are squares, they are the same distance down. We're just going to top stitch or edge stitch those seams closed. It's just easier if this is all finished before you actually put it into the facing. So raw edges together, just press a foot width away so it's hidden in the seam. Edge stitch up those folded edges and then use the zip teeth as a guide along the edge of your foot just to actually stitch that zip in. We don't want these extension pieces being caught in the zip when you're using the bag. And just run that off the end. Okay, so there we have it. So those are finished. Nice and firm. Okay. Now, let's find the center marks along these lines. Center is really imperative when you're doing these sorts of things. You don't want the zip or the facings to be lopsided. Again, center. When you see it, this is so simple. So these are our facing pieces which will be stitching onto the top of the lining. So this is the facing and this is the extension. So we want right sides together, right side of the facing and the zip, the right side of the zip. They are facing together now. Let's pin those into place and we're going to stitch the seam with a 1/2 inch seam. Okay, we're going to sew along there. Let's attach the other side. Again, mark to mark, right sides together, because it's the wrong side the zip is facing up to us now, so that's why I say right sides together. Okay, so that's what that's looking like there. Let's pop some more pins in. So we want to stitch along there and along there with a 1/2 inch seam. There we are, we've stitched those with a 1/2 inch seam. Give it a light press. Now we need to attach these long facing pieces to each top of our lining. So the top edge of our lining has a facing attached to it. Make sure it's centralized. It does fit. I'm just making a real pig's ear of this for some reason. It's just slightly sticking because it's warm and the mat's got a bit of steam on it, so it's actually sticking. So if I turn the work around, it'll be easier to nip shape, I'm pretty sure. There. Center. end. It will come in just an ever such fraction. So when that's stitched down, that's the top of the bag and what you see where the zipper is, and then the other top of the bag. So let's just show you how that works if I can. So that's what you're seeing. It's at the top of the bag, and that's what the closure is going to be. That's how that will work. So let's just stitch around here. Okay, so we've stitched around there, and that's all completed. Nice and firm. And there's your pocket inside there. And we'll do the same thing for the other edge. Because once these are on the tops of our linings, we're going to create our lining for our bag. So we need to sew down the edges and across the bottom, but we need to leave a 5 or 6 inch gap to pull the project through. Okay, so there's our lining. See the width at the top where that square is? That's because we want the bag to actually have some dimensional shape, not just flat at the top. But the zip can't go to the end. And here we have our gap at the bottom, which we're going to pull our project through. But before we do that, let's just put seam on seam. Let's just open those side seams up. And those base seams there, we'll just give it a press. Right, let's look at this again. Seams are open. So that base seam on the actual bag is 5 inches. So let's measure. Let's put seam on seam, side seam on base seam, make a square, get your ruler. Well, I'm using a quilter's ruler. And it's 5 inches, so it needs to be 2.5 inches squared out from that stitching line. So there's 5 inches, so it's 2.5 inches out from the center of that stitching line. Make a mark. Oops, typical. That is our stitching line to make our box corner. Let's do it again. Seam on seam. Just look inside, make sure that seam is on seam, pull it out to make a square. And then 2.5 inches either side. And we're going to sew across those markings. Like so, we've sewn across those markings. Oops, got a seam turned up. I'm not going to bother fixing that. Who is going to see it? There we go, and there we should have a lovely square corner. Give it a little bit of a press. Not going to get the opportunity again. Gosh, lots of threads on this fabric. Roll that edge out. Give it a little bit of a press. Just a very quick, just to make it nice and sharp. So, with that zip fully open, that lining sits inside the open zip. That's perfect. Now, let's put our bag inside our lining. Make sure the handles stay down in between the two layers. Center on centers. This bag is called the Mandela Tote. And it's just the Mandela patterns on plain fabric. It's very effective. I chose jewel colours. Side seam on side seam. Now, because we've got a little bit of interfacing on our facings, and we have also got some 2 layers of fabric, like so we've got our top facing on our lining plus our lining, you will find the lining might be slightly smaller, which is absolutely ideal because you want it fitting inside the bag. You don't want it to be too proud in the bag. Oops, bendy pins. Right, now we want to sew around the outside edge of this. We want to sew around that using our 1/2 inch seam guide as a guide. So we've sewn around here. I've sewn around twice. Let's pull the project through. Always find this is the exciting bit. It's a beautiful design. It's so simple, classic. And they are 4 different blocks. No, 8 different blocks. See? Lovely. So that edge is not going to finish like that. We're going to roll that under, give it a light press, and then we're going to edge stitch it. But before we do that, we could close up the hole in the bottom of the lining. So there we have it. There we have a lining inside our tote. There's our lovely pockets. Thank you for joining me for this project. It's been so much fun. Have a look at our other helpful hints on Sweet Pea Studio.